Wyndham. It's a Wyndham timeshare. They're on the golf course, used to be part of the resort. And every year I had about 500 rooms less that we were able to rent, room nights, because their owners started coming back. The more people came back, the fewer rooms were available to us. And so it's just been more and more challenging to get people up here. Even though once we do, they want to come back, I'm constantly having to turn people away. So Eddie did not want to build a hotel and conference center. He didn't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it. So we tried for the last year and a half to find somebody else to come in and do it well, do it right. Something commensurate with what has already been done. Eddie has a tremendous investment made and has created an incredibly special place. But after a year and a half of trying and not finding anybody who wanted to come and take that risk, it's so much easier if you're going to make that kind of investment to go somewhere along an interstate with a metropolitan area close by, not at the end of a dead-end road in rural Oklahoma. So unless you know Shangri-La, unless you know Grand Lake, unless you're Oklahoma, that you don't understand what it is and what it had been. And that I still, it blows my mind. I've said it several times that the second most recognizable name in Oklahoma back during Shangri-La glory days was Shangri-La. Number one was Will Rogers, two was Shangri-La. And so for people that are around here, they get the potential, but it's still a very, very difficult project. You know how seasonal we are up here. So the shoulder seasons are very difficult, and it was just too risky. And so thankfully, and as I always suspected he would, Eddie doesn't not finish things. So he decided, he'd been doing quite a bit of research through the fall, and it was in January he decided that we were going to go ahead and finish what we started and build a resort hotel and conference center space. So as is usually the case with Eddie, it's go, go, go. In fact, we're breaking ground officially April 4th. We'll have equipment on site, but we'll start demolition next week. And we, just like with the clubhouse, I don't have plans. We're going as fast as we can go with design and build to get it open by April 1st of 2017.
Yay.
Very, it is exciting. This is what we've all been waiting for, really, at Shangri-La. This is what we were heading towards, and it's been a long 6 years. It's been a good 6 years, but it's finally here. We do have a very, very, very aggressive schedule, especially given the fact that we don't even have usually you spend 6 months planning and designing and all those kinds of things, and that's just not the way that it goes. When he's ready to go, it's go and find a way to make it happen. So to do that, we needed a couple of things. We needed somebody who knew what they were doing, and I think it's one of the best coups that we've ever pulled off in terms of hiring. We hired a gentleman named John Davidson. I was hoping he could be here today. He's goofing off already in Nashville. I can't get any work out of him. He just came on board and he's already on vacation. No, he's an incredibly hard worker. He's incredibly knowledgeable in his field. He most recently was at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino there in Tulsa as the Senior Director of Hospitality Services. He'd been with them for almost 9 years. He oversaw the construction of the entire facility, and then everything except gaming and marketing was under his control. So from rooms to restaurants and golf courses and entertainment venues. Very active and involved in state associations, national associations. He knows everybody in the business. And for us to be successful, we need somebody who is connected, who knows what they're doing, can come in and run a ship as tight as it needs to be run from day one in this business. It's someone who can fill it up. The more that I've been able to talk to folks, the more demand I realize actually is there. I think we're going to do really well the first few years, and then we'll see what happens after that. But he's very well connected and has groups already calling him constantly, wanting to book for next year. So it's a great hire. There's nobody better that I can think of to come and oversee this project, and to get the project open by next April. We needed somebody to come in and do it that is capable of that side of a project and who knows what deadlines mean. That's kind of a difficult thing to get done around here. It's late time, which is fantastic most of the time until you need something done. So we hired the Ross Group out of Tulsa. They're a big government contractor, done over $1 billion in government contracting, and they were primarily focused early on. In fact, their largest customer still is the Corps of Engineers. They would build barracks at bases, so they had a housing wing of their company, housing arm, and they a couple of years ago got into actually building hotels, doing some more commercial projects, and so I still had doubts, and I loved sitting in the meeting. We were negotiating the final contract and talking about deadlines and penalties, and Eddie said, "All right, well, the last question is, how much is the penalty going to be for every day you're late?" And Eddie just said $100,000 a day. And their contract negotiator, whether he was just calling in his bluff or not, leaned forward and said, "Well, I assume that means we get $100,000 for every day we open early." So it didn't faze them at all. They're used to working under tight deadlines. They're built for it. So already we're behind schedule, and their meeting we had last week in Tulsa, they're already have made their adjustments and provisions, and they're just built to get things done quickly. So I have every confidence we're going to be open April, unless we have some crazy weather. It's been a mild winter. Hopefully it's a mild spring and another winter to come. But we should be open April 1st. It is 120 rooms, not the 200 rooms I've seen floated around somewhere. That's one of Shangri-La's. Yeah, it does sound bad. One of Shangri-La's biggest problems was it was so big that it was just so difficult in the off season to make it float. So we want to be as responsible as possible in allowing room for growth in the future, in adding to the hotel rooms. But for now, it's going to be 120 rooms. There will be a 500-person conference center if it's at classroom style, with 300 people at round tables, so it'll be a big facility to host the events that the hotel itself can manage. There'll be an indoor pool, an outdoor resort pool that keeps growing also every day. There will be lots of toys for the kids. Right now there's not a lot at Shangri-La besides golf, and so to make it something that's family friendly and conference friendly for spouses and kids to join, that's going to be one of the main attractions. There'll be a gym, there will be a spa. As of 2 weeks ago, I can officially make that announcement. That's probably the question I get the most, is there going to be a spa? Yes, there will be a spa. There will be a restaurant that's indoor and outdoor. There will be about 80 seats inside, 120 outside. And it will be situated down towards the marina parking lot, if you're familiar. I wish I had some drawings. I won't have those for about another month, and some renderings to show, and we'll get those out. I'll send them to Rusty as soon as I can. But it will sit down towards the marina parking lot and be lakeside. So it's 4 stories. There'll be some great views, balconies, a second story bar on top of the restaurant as well. It should be a fantastic facility to finish what we started. No, yeah, it's hard enough to keep them out of the clubhouse. So it should be the kind of facility that you guys will all be proud of. It will be something that fits Shangri-La and what he's already done, and I'm excited to be a destination again.